All right, let's talk about mastering your time. We're going to get into how you can turn those super busy days into actually productive ones, and really how to hit that high performance level we're all after.
You ever get to the end of the day and you've been running around, answering emails, jumping from meeting to meeting, but you just sit there and think, what did I really get done today? Yeah, we've all been there, and that's exactly the problem we're going to solve. Here's the thing, right? You've got 24 hours in a day, and guess what? So does everybody else. It is the ultimate level playing field. It's not about finding more time, it's all about how you use the time you've got. And that simple idea, well, that's the foundation for everything we're about to cover. Okay, so let's dive into the core of the problem, what we can call the time paradox. It's this weird thing where time feels like it's endless, right up until it's suddenly gone. It's so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. I mean, think about it. Time is the one resource you can never, ever get back. You can't earn more of it, you can't buy it. Once it's gone for good. And the most successful people out there, they get this. They really get this. They treat every single moment like a valuable investment, not just something to, spend. So if time is that valuable, you can't just wing it, right? You need a strategy. And that leads us to the first big shift we need to make. It's all about your mindset and getting absolutely crystal clear on your priorities. This is where things start to get interesting. And this right here, this is the secret sauce. The big secret of high achievers is that they know that not all tasks are created equal. This is the huge difference between just being busy and actually being productive. It's not about doing more stuff, it's about doing more of the right stuff. Okay, so how do you figure out what the right stuff is? Well, here's an amazing tool for that, the Eisenhower matrix. It's just genius in its simplicity. So look at the top left, urgent and important. These are your fires, your deadlines. You got to do these first, period. Then, top right, important but not urgent. Okay, pay attention, because this is where the magic happens. This is your long-term goals, your personal growth, your future. You have to schedule time for this or it'll never happen. Now let's go to the bottom left. Urgent but not important. This is the trap. These are the interruptions, the pointless meetings, the emails that scream for your attention but don't actually matter. Your brain gets a little dopamine hit from handling them, but they don't move the needle. You've got to delegate these. And finally, bottom right. Not urgent and not important. This is the easy one. The time wasters, the mindless scrolling. You have to be ruthless and just eliminate them. See? It's not just about managing your time. It's really about managing your focus. All right. So you've used the matrix, you know it's important. Now what? How do you actually make it happen in your day-to-day life? Well, that's where building a daily framework comes in. You have to think of structure as your best friend in this whole process. You start big, right, with a monthly plan. That sets your North Star, your general direction. Then you zoom in with a weekly plan, breaking those big goals into smaller, bite-sized pieces. And then, the most important part, the daily plan. That's your marching orders for today. This whole system, it's what stops the chaos and turns those big dreams into things you actually do. But listen, even if you have the most perfect plan ever created, there's an enemy lurking around every corner. And your biggest enemy isn't the clock ticking down. Nope, it's distraction. And that enemy, distraction, leads us to a really important idea. Deep work versus shallow work. Deep work, that's the good stuff. That's when you're completely focused, in the zone, working on one single high-value thing that actually creates results. But then there's shallow work. It feels like you're being productive, right? Firing off emails, hopping on quick calls, but it's really just busy work. It's low-value, distracted multitasking that only creates the illusion of getting things done. You know that feeling when you're trying to do 5 things at once and your brain just feels fuzzy, like you're wading through mud? Well, that's a real thing, and the data backs it up big time. Just look at this. When you're multitasking, you're operating at a certain level. But when you switch to single tasking, just focusing on one thing, your productivity can literally double. It's incredible. The lesson here is so simple, but so powerful. Just pick one thing and finish it. Okay, but let's be real. Staying that focused every single day is hard. You can't just rely on willpower. Willpower is like a muscle. It gets tired, it runs out. And that's exactly why we need something stronger. We need to build systems and habits so our productivity can basically run on autopilot. It's funny. Technology can be our worst enemy or our best friend in this fight. It's all about how you use it.
So you have to be intentional. Get that calendar organized. Use a task management app that actually works for you. Automate all those little, boring, repetitive tasks. Doing this stuff doesn't just save you hours of time, it saves you something even more precious, your mental energy. It frees up your brain to focus on the things that really, truly matter.
And that's the real power of a good habit. Think about how many tiny decisions you make all day long. What to wear, what to eat, what to work on next. Each one saps a little bit of your energy. It's called decision fatigue. But when you build a consistent routine, you take those decisions off the table. You put the good stuff on autopilot. You don't have to decide to do it, you just do it. So think about how you bookend your day. A solid morning routine can completely set the tone, making you proactive instead of reactive. And a calm, focused evening routine, that helps you decompress, reflect on the day, and get ready to win tomorrow. See, these aren't just items on a to-do list. They're basically performance rituals. Okay, so the last piece of the puzzle, and it's a big one. Mastering your time isn't something you just do once and you're done. It's not a destination, it's a practice, a skill that you have to keep sharpening. Which brings us to our final section, review and improve.
And it doesn't have to be complicated, seriously. At the end of every day, just take 5 minutes. That's it. Ask yourself, what did I accomplish? Where did I get stuck? What can I do better tomorrow? And, super important, celebrate the small wins. Acknowledge what went right. This little 5-minute habit creates a feedback loop that turns "I should do better" into actual, lasting change.
So when you break it all down, it comes back to this. Every single day, you get 1,440 minutes. And the real question isn't how you're going to spend them, it's how are you going to invest them. Because changing that one word, from spending to investing, that shift in thinking, well, that's everything.